Here we go. At your discretion.
He's in, but gets it taken away by Brayden Carlson. As always able to clear the zone. Just over there, and now Carlson will pick it up in the defensive zone for Montez fires that in against Colin Donovan. Donovan able to hold on, trying to get that through the Bible.
Doc, you mentioned that third period was scoreless last time these two teams met back on December 30th. No one's surprised really starting this game out for the Hornets. It's that trio that was so deadly against the Islanders. Bradley, Nelson, and Bob combining for 6 goals, 13 goals. They did all their games.
And they're able to. Brayden Hart pulls away from the traffic with speed. As he crosses that one high, not able to get it in. And that's going to be a whistle over in the corner. That was off its bearings there.
Real nice job by Brayden Hart there at his own blue line. This is a game with the Islanders stuck in the last one. Their transition games quickly, and Brayden Hart moved really effectively, really fast, really without the puck on his stick, but that time able to drag it by. Jacob Mead and Noah Pierce. Two Hornets, he's able to split, carries that puck well down the right wing side, and tried to take that shot from a sharp angle, but Charles
The Hornets this one in their defensive zone. They're trying to bring it out. Highlanders has forecheck there as Antonelli has him over in the corner. Highlanders do keep it in the zone as Camarino picks that one up. At the point, send in by Randy Allen. They will break through the defense. As he gets it over and dumps it in. Highlanders have got to change behind.
Good defensive play at his own side. Bring up the run for the Hornets.
Gets in the way. As he enters, fires that one towards the net, gets blocked by number 26, Jack Hodgson. Picks it up behind the net for the Hornets as they will clear it out. Opportunity here for the Griffins. He's protected one.
Well involved in the scoring last time. His two teams met. Score outburst. It's a Hornets team that defensively just to shoot over 2.5 goals per game this year. 22 goals in 8 games played. 400 plus.
Brayden Hart poked it forward. Antonelli had control for a moment. Nice pass over the line. His shot goes by the Islanders will control. There's Martel. Tries to bring it down. That's taken away by Carlson for
step up there from Jason Martel. One way to slow a player like running down the guy.
Very, very dangerous. See fire it's deflected as Christian Lava gets the deflection off that shot by Gazda. And the Highlanders trail 1-0.
Earlier in this shift, as we just mentioned, Gazda was on the receiving end of a big hit out along the near side from Caleb Martel. Sounds fun. Did a good job.
It's actually really bad.
Trying to slow down this Hornets team and that top trio.
And I will check on the settings for that I've got over here.
Set back up quickly out high. Gazda with a good shot. Located perfectly in between the hash marks. It's a tip on good shot. It makes it impossible for the to try and stop.
Talk about the upperclassmen on this line. Those three upperclassmen, these Goldens, there's two working so well together. You can see they've worked together before for a long time.
Off to Donovan. And to his credit, doesn't get to finds another area where he can be a safety net. Finishes out. Beautiful leader at the first two teams come on together.
The attack, that's going to be an icing. That was sent in by O'Driscoll. Nobody touched it, so the face-off will come back to the Hornets in. The Highlanders down 1-0. First opportunity, Colin Donovan, the freshman, in between the pipes to get a look at this Hornets squad. He did not get to start in that 6-0 loss to the
This year for the Highlanders. Last time here at home, against Haverhill, and I think it was over. To get this first breather, Damian Jackson came in. Damian was in net last time these two teams met. I thought he played well. Good to see Donovan back in after a real strong work.
And Medford lost, an overtime loss, 3-2 loss for the Highlanders. They led that game 2-1 with 5 minutes remaining. Medford was able to take it to OT though, as that one whiffed on by Braden Hart, sent in by Colin Rosas. So it gets deflected wide of the net.
Just came outside the line time, so the Hitters were going to be offside if they had touched that puck there. Had to tag back up, so under possession.
Donovan's crease over Colin Rosas. He's able to clear it out of his zone. But now the puck is taken in. Shot opportunity there on the offense. Shoot put away from the board. Knocked away by Donovan. Flashed across the crease and was able to put that rebound home. Donovan's got to hold on to those long drops.
And that's when it gets through from the point. Jack Hodgson. Two teams met. Practice it on the second one here from the Hornets. And it's just a simple. Donovan, and then nobody picks up Brandon Glasgow. He gets in unchecked right onto the doorstep. To help the Hornets extend the lead 2-0.
Okay, from the weak side, coming in from the boards is James Nelson. As once again, just like in that first meeting, 3 goals in the first period, and it's Gostin, Nelson, and Lava who are scoring.
Stung the Highlanders in that game back on December 30th. Free strike here.
Highlanders down 3-0. Timeout taken by head coach Chris Capozzi just to settle things down.
It's been a fast and furious flurry around the net. That play right there just summarizes how this game is starting off. It's a bit of misfortune in some regards, but nobody picks up Nelson on the backside. He gets into the crease again, unopposed. Much like Gosda was able to do on that second goal. Yeah, there is that rebound there. It's a long shot.
North Reading earlier this season. Bill Mauricio pointed out the third period the Highlanders they were able to shut out the Hornets in that third period, and you can kind of hear Chris Capazzo from across the ice here. We're able to hear him exhorting his team, trying to get that physicality back up there. As you were noting, Tyler, Gazda, I should say, and Nelson just completely unabated as they come in from the sideboards.
And even in that instance, with the goal coming from Nelson, you have some decent positioning out in front. It's just a bad break. It's a block off a stick, kicks out to an open side, but it's that lack of coverage along the weak side, and Donovan's already down trying to defend a shot to that far side. No chance to recover there. It's a wide open net for Nelson, and the Highlanders, the only thing they have going for them here, Todd, 9 minutes to try and respond before the intermission. Yeah, plenty of time here. 9 minutes remaining in the first period. Highlanders trailing 3-0. Lightning striking here is the Hornets, scoring with Gazda, Nelson, and Lava. As the Highlanders look to clear it out of the zone, Candolino tried to pass it out. It was picked up on the way out by Pierce for the Hornets as they will control. Pass looking for Pierce, does not find him as Doe is able to hit it in neutral ice, but the Hornets control into the Highlander zone as Meade carried it in. Now in the near boards. Pierce sent into the boards, able to come away with the puck though. As Pierce all the way around, gets it back to the point. That's where Hardy is. Hardy sends that one in, knocked aside, out in front of Colin Donovan. Now controlling is McGregor as McGregor comes around. Calling for it is O'Driscoll. Instead, McGregor will keep it. He'll fire it from the point. Goes through to Donovan, who sticks it aside. Once again, North Reading controlling again in the Highlander end. Highlanders packed in defensively, trying to prevent that traffic in front of the net. So they're able to pick that one up. Sent out of the zone by Matt Costa. Picked up by DiCarlo as Ben DiCarlo is in. He's sent to the corner boards there. Puck sent towards center ice over on his crease. Charles Cooper getting a little action there, but really the Highlanders haven't had the opportunity to test Cooper very much. Yeah, it's due to the fact they've had to spend so much time defending here in this first period. Another long shift. They're able to keep things mostly to the perimeter, but a lot of possession starting to mount for North Reading. They get the clear, though, and it allows for Candolino and DiCarlo to go to work. And those are two players who've been able to provide an offensive spark for this Highlander team at times this season, Todd. And they need something here before this first period comes to an end. As Doe clears that one out, Braden Hart with it. He'll fire that one. It gets knocked down by the North Reading defender. That was Hodgin, who was able to knock that one down. And it just came nearly onto the stick of Antonelli, who would have had a chance from just below the hash marks to maybe get a shot onto Cooper. This one chased down by Colin Rosas for the Highlanders. His clearance attempt, though, taken away by Connor Leahy, who fires that one wide of the net, out of the point. Now Carlson has it. Goes to the far side of the ice. Shot goes wide from Carlson. Blake Carlson that time. As that puck knocked out by Caden Martell, but North Reading once again picks it up in neutral ice. Nice job there, Braden Hart, as he cuts in. Good check, able to separate the player from the puck. As Martell brings that one up, Diallo. His pass, though, intercepted by Lava. Not who you want to turn it over to there. As Braden Hart will pick this one up for the Highlanders, send it here to the near boards. Diallo battling for it. Coming away with it is Antonelli, but chased down behind the net by Gazda. Gazda behind the net now. As he will work from there, Highlander is able to dispossess him of the puck. As Martell sends that one down ice as it deflects right to Cooper. North Reading gets a change on the fly. Gazda, or I should say Nelson, breaks in. His pass across looking for Gazda. Does not come up clean. As Donovan is under assault over there. Lava had that open side there. The pass coming to him from Gazda was on edge. Shane Doe maybe just did enough to bother Lava, who would have had a lot of net to shoot at with Donovan down, trying to shield for that shot. Highlander defense, I should say, stays in. Picked off there by Pasqualini and Candolino. He's in against Cooper. Goes to the backhand for the goal. As Candolino dekes to the forehand, goes backhand, and finds the back of the net. Highlanders have cut it to a 3-1 deficit. Well, Somerville really needed something here, but for the first period came to an end. They've had to spend so much time here defending. They survive a couple of sequences here out of the timeout, and they get an opportunity turning defense into offense. It's a real good shot block by Pasquale Candolino, and he's able to streak ahead using his speed. He gets through defenders, makes a nice move in on Cooper, forehand to backhand, stretches it around the right pad, and gets the Highlanders a much-needed goal here.
Highlanders have cut it to a 2-goal lead here for North Reading, as the Hornets come flying into the Highlander zone yet again. This is Logan McGregor as he's around the back of the net. He'll cycle it back to the corner. He's battling for it over there is Jacob Mead for the Hornets. He sends it out to the point. Shot in, comes clean through to Donovan, who will hold on. 4:52 remaining in the first period.
And that time Hodgen didn't get that shot as low as the one he did last time on the Gazda goal. And it allows for Donovan to have a better chance at controlling that rebound. He does a good job to squeeze the knees, squeeze those pads together, not allow for that puck to come free or to get behind him.
As that shot in, Donovan once again squeezes onto the puck and holds on. That time the shot came from Logan McGregor.
Very important to hold on to pucks if you're Colin Donovan. Very important for the Highlanders to manage pucks well here with 4:47 to go in this first period. You've got a goal back. You're feeling a bit better about yourself, but you're not out of danger just yet.
As that one taken from the point gets blocked up in traffic. Donovan had a great save, though, off the face-off as Nolan Pierce had a good look at it, and quick reaction off the stick by Donovan, was able to make the save. Tried to wrap around there, but unable to quite turn the corner on it was Pierce. And Donovan's going to put the glove on it to the far side of the net and hold on to it there. 4:20 remaining here in the first period, as the Highlanders trailing this one by 2 goals.
Yeah, just more good action for the Hornets around the net. They seem to be dangerous really from just about wherever they can be, no matter how sharp the angle is. That was Pierce on the wraparound bid. Donovan did a good job to get that pad over to the near post, and then a good stick there to get that puck away from any oncoming traffic there. Braden Hart's made a couple nice defensive plays in this first period.
As the Highlanders breaking out, Diallo with it, sends that one in to the North Reading zone. So Antonelli in the corner sends it back towards the point. Puck kept in by Ryan Antonelli. As the Antonellis teaming up here on the near side of the ice, but North Reading able to come away with the puck as they will break into the zone. That's Daniel Rego. And it's going to be, I believe, an offsides as Rego had to pull the puck back before he was able to enter the zone. 3:40 remaining here in the first period. Highlanders have turned it around a little bit. They've packed that defense in, Tyler, defensively, allowing the perimeter work for the Hornets, but not allowing that traffic in front as much.
Yeah, they certainly won't win the possession time or the attacking zone time, but they're starting to balance things out a little bit more. You can tell how much a goal can do for one team in one direction, and for Candolino to lead the way, showing how defense can turn quickly into offense and finishing off plays when you need to, can really do a lot to swing a confidence pendulum for this team. And now the goal is to just get through the final 3 minutes of this period unscathed, continue to further your defensive commitment while staying on the attack offensively.
Shane Doe clears that one out. Marco Lewis sends it across ice, brought into the North Reading zone. As DiCarlo sent into the boards, North Reading will clear. Now whiffed on.
Good recovery there by
Very
Rosas.
good. Yeah, Rosas able to recover off that whiff, and now into the zone, but taken away. Dangerous here as that's Gazda. Gazda with Nelson to his left. Now Gazda behind the net. Antonelli in a race with him. He's going to cut him off of the boards. There's Lava against the boards with the puck. Sends it back out to the point to Hodgen. Hodgen sends that one in. Blocked aside by Donovan. Gazda trying to get control in the corner as Antonelli will come away with the puck. Nice move there as Antonelli dropped off the puck, carried out, or sent out by Rosas, I should say. Whistle behind the play.
A little bit of a dust up there to the right of Colin Donovan between Martel and Gazda. See if anything comes out of this, but
Gazda will head back to the bench. Nobody heading into the box. No harm, no foul, apparently. 2:13 remaining here in the first period. Face-off will come down to the North Reading end, I should say, as Antonelli will settle into the circle. Face-off won by the Hornets. And they will bring it out of the zone, but sent immediately back in. Another whistle there. As Doe had just sent that puck right back into the area.
I think it hit off one of the Highlanders, Todd, so I believe it's going to come out into neutral ice on an offside.
That is exactly the call. So we'll come out to neutral ice on the far side. Antonelli will settle in against Jacob Mead. 2:04 remaining here in the first period. Highlanders trailing by 2, 3-1. The Hornets scored 3 quick goals in the first 6 minutes of this period. Now back to the point. Carlson has it there. Skating with it is Logan McGregor. As McGregor sends that one back, trying to find Nelson. Nelson whiffed on it, though.
Couldn't quite open all the way up there to accept that pass, get the one-timer off.
As Braden Hart does some work right there, allowing the clearance out, but nobody was able to touch it. Icing is going to be the call. Minute 31 remaining here in the first period. Don't forget, we've got basketball action as well. Highlander hardwood action as the girls and boys teams both 6-2 on the season. They are coming up to the Tufts Classic coming up on Sunday, the 18th of January at historic Cousins Gymnasium. Girls will play at noon. Boys will play at 1:30. Come out to Cousins Gymnasium and find out whether the Highlanders can take care of the Medford Mustangs in this year's Tufts Classic. Minute 20 now remaining in the period. Sent back in by the Hornets. Stopped by Donovan. He'll leave it there for Martell. He whiffed on his first clearance attempt, but was able to pull it back. Martell now cycles it back the other direction, trying to find Candelino. Instead, North Reading will come away with it as they send it to the far side. Pierce sends that, or Griffin, I should say, sends that one towards the net. Blocked aside. Here comes Candelino. He's got speed. As Candelino breaks the stick, though, as he loaded up the shot against O'Driscoll.
That's a bad break, literally.
That one fired in. Donovan able to knock it aside, but the rebound is at play. Knifing through. Now Griffin fires from the point. Rebound comes off. Leahy can't control. Highlanders clear the zone. 30 seconds remaining in the period as that will be an icing. Face-off will come back to the Highlanders in.
Well, again, another shift for the Highlanders. Appear a bit pinned back defensively, but it's Pasquale Candelino to the rescue, using his feet. He gets a puck out. He's in transition, looking to get a shot the other way, and the stick just unfortunately shatters for him, and it allows for the Hornets that quick transition. Colin Donovan, rough start to this game along with the rest of the Highlanders with those 3 quick goals, but impressive to see how the first years continue to battle here in net. Shane Doe also coming up with a big block there out in front of him.
Gazda wins that face-off as he chased it back behind the Highlander net. Can't control, though. This is poked away by Doe. Now Candelino has speed. Candelino, though, unable to control. And now back the other direction is Lava. Gets it to Gazda. Gazda gets that shot blocked by Shane Doe. Nice job by Doe defensively.
Another big block.
Back to the point. They're going to send it far side. Cross-ice pass is sent towards the net by Hodgin, and that will do it as the period ends with the save by Colin Donovan on Jack Hodgin. Highlanders started that period under a really strong assault. The 3 junior forwards, Gazda, Nelson, Lava, all 3 score first 6 minutes of that period, but the Highlanders able to settle things, get a goal themselves from Pasquale Candelino.
And if you think about it, Todd, you look at the season series so far, the Hornets have scored 9 goals, all 9 of them from the same 3 players. That trio of junior forwards, really impressive what they were able to do in the first meeting of this season, and an impressive start in short order. Those 3 goals coming in, as you said, just about a 6-minute span. But after the timeout, the Highlanders, I thought, found their footing a little bit more, had a couple of more looks at the net. They were able to capitalize on probably their best look so far of the game, with Pasquale Candelino splitting defenders and burying it on a real nice move to the backhand to get the Highlanders on the board. And like I said, Todd, sometimes all you need to get is just one goal to really swing that confidence pendulum in the right direction. The Highlanders, though, still have a long way to go in this one. They're going to need to play a lot better in the second period to make this a game.
No doubt about that. Possession being dominated by the North Reading Hornets right now. They are leading 3-1 on the scoreboard. We've got 2 more periods of hockey coming to you here on Somerville and TV. We'll be back in a moment. We are back at the Veterans Memorial Rink in Somerville as the Highlanders trailing the North Reading Hornets by the score of 3-1. Todd Harmon alongside Tyler Arago, I should say, here on Somerville Ed TV. Tyler, Highlanders, well, the first 6 minutes, they'd kind of like a retake on that because the North Reading Hornets were all over the ice. Their three junior forwards, Gazda, Nelson, Lava, they've scored all the goals against the Highlanders this year. They did it again in that first period, 3-0. But then Pasquale Candolino showed some speed and got the Highlanders at least within 2 goals.
And it was really important for the Highlanders to at least get a goal before the first period ended, show some life, get a response, and they certainly got that through their senior Pasquale Candolino. After getting blitzed out of the gates by this North Reading team, they're going to have to find a way to button up on that trio of Lava, Nelson, and Gazda. But better to be down by 2 than down by 3. I thought they showed a lot more encouraging signs as that period wore along, especially after the timeout. Colin Donovan bouncing back alongside with the rest of his defense.
As the Hornets win the face-off, opening up here in the second period. Shot towards the net by Christian Lava. And Donovan will hold on. Rebounds have been the problem in terms of what North Reading's been able to do. They got a lot of traffic in front of the net earlier. Got a deflection goal by Lava. Then Nelson and Gazda both picked up rebounds and were able to put those home. And that's how North Reading was able to do that. Highlanders have packed that defense in, though, to stop that traffic.
Yeah, and this Hornets team, they're not going to be one to pass up on shots, especially with this trio of forwards out there on the ice. And so for Donovan to be able to make that first save, it's important. Reeling in those loose pucks and controlling those rebounds even more so.
As Lava sends that one towards the net. Doe blocks that one. Can't clear it out. As Marco Lewis and Antonelli trying to clear it out. Picked up by Candolino. As Candolino has speed into the attacking zone. Gets it poked away, though. And here comes North Reading the other direction. As Gazda, he's got speed. Fires that one. Goes wide of the net as he split the defenders. Tried to take a tough angle shot there by Nelson, and that one deflected out of the Highlander end. As now that puck stolen away by DiCarlo. Braden Hart will dump it in a little bit deeper, but now coming out with it is Blake Carlson, and a whistle behind the play.
It's going to be a Highlander power play coming up here, Todd.
As they got Logan McGregor.
He was tying up Braden Hart along the blue line. That puck was being transitioned back up the ice. Highlanders had a look with Candolino using his speed to attack the line. They had numbers. Led to a chance back up the ice. Both teams skating well out of the gates here to start. Now we'll see if the Highlander power play can get them back into this game.
Short-handed opportunity here for the Hornets as they come in. Jacob Mead's shot off the right pad of Donovan. Over to the corner. Highlanders now will control. Just for a moment there as it's stolen away by Nolan Pierce. Pierce will dump that one in. Highlander power play needs to get down to the other end of the ice. As Colin Rosas has it. Now Doe. Doe using the speed. Nice fake there. He fires that one. Cooper unable to control it with the glove. The rebound was there for a moment, but cleared out from in front of the net. Now Braden Hart from the point. Goes around his defender. Highlanders with the man advantage for the next minute 10. Martell mid-boards, unable to get control. It's sent out by the Hornets.
Oh, lifeless start to this power play for the Highlanders. And who gets things going? Shane Doe uses his speed, beats 2 men out in neutral ice. Tess Cooper with a strong wrist shot.
As Lava, tough angle shot there by Lava and handled by Donovan. Little extracurricular afterwards there is going to get Martell sent to the box, and it's going to nullify the man advantage for the next 51 seconds.
And that's the thing, Todd. You still have 51 seconds of power play time to work with. Now you don't because an undisciplined penalty after the whistle, and Gazda no doubt was hit. Did he help it along? Absolutely. But in that instance after the whistle, you're going to get called for that right in front of the referee, and that takes 51 valuable seconds of power play time off the board.
And more ice out there, 4-on-4 hockey here as Lava gets past Candolino to take that shot. Donovan holds on.
And before that all happened, after the whistle, it was a sharp angle bid again from Lavin. We've seen already early in this second period, the Hornets already talked about how they're not afraid to shoot. It's also they're not afraid to shoot from anywhere. They're testing Donovan out from a lot of different angles. As that shot off the draw catches him off the mask.
Yeah, fires that one up off the mask. Now Gazda looks to control. He gets ridden off the puck. Nice job by Antonelli. Candelino has it. Candelino reverses it to Hart. As the Highlanders try to clear it out of the zone. They do clear the zone, but Jack Hodgson controls it for the Hornets.
Got to be mindful here of the penalty time.
As Lava now into the zone. 15 seconds remaining in the North Reading penalty. And McGregor will come out of the zone, come out of the box. As Hodgson sends it across to the point. Lava's shot there. Nice block by Donovan as they tried a little tic-tac-toe. And Donovan was ready for it. Now Hodgson holding it in at the point. Now the power play is on the North Reading side. As Donovan gets the glove on that one but can't control. As the Hornets have it. Lava now. Top of the face-off circle. He'll bring it in closer. Fires that shot wide to the near side. Along the far boards, picked up by the Hornets. As Hodgson takes the shot. That one goes wide. Lava's shot got through on Donovan. That one deflected wide by Donovan.
That point shot there caught Rosas out in front. He's still feeling it.
As Gazda will pick it up at the point.
Islanders need a whistle. They need a whistle bad here, Todd.
As Lava gets it back to Hodgson. He pinches in, fires that one, blocked by Donovan. Rebound comes out. Lava fires it back, but we have a stoppage. 22 seconds remaining in the man advantage for the Hornets. 11:04 remaining in the second period.
Well, we've seen the Hornets sustain pressure at even strength going back to the first period, but with their first chance on the power play, real taxing shift for that penalty-killing unit of the Highlanders, who got a big-time block out in front from Colin Rosas. He goes back to the bench, feeling that as a hand pass whistle ultimately is what bails the Highlanders out, allows for them to catch their breath, and not only that, brings the face-off all the way back down in the attacking zone.
20 seconds remaining in the man advantage for the Hornets. Highlanders trailing by 2. So Hornets want to add to their advantage. That'll go down as an icing, I believe, as it went all the way down. So face-off will come back to the North Reading end. 10 seconds remaining in the Hornets power play. 10:52 remaining in the second period. Actually, it's going to be some center ice.
It was definitely a close race to that puck. Shane Doe, a tremendous skater, but I was surprised to see to hear the whistle rather for an icing. They rectify their mistakes. Highlanders don't mind a center ice draw in that instance either.
Yeah, that works out as Nolan Pierce loses the puck. Taken back, though, by Meade as he brings it into the Highlander zone. Now Carlson with it. His pass looking for Griffin behind Griffin. Carlson will pick it up, though. Now he finds Griffin on the near side. As that puck sent into the zone, Pierce dumps it in, picked up behind the net by McGregor. Teams at even strength now. McGregor's showing his speed all the way around, circling the ice. Shane Doe not able to get him. McGregor drops it off to Carlson. Carlson gives it up to Pierce as Pierce gets sent to the ice by Doe. That pass sent into the crease, but knocked away and controlled by Reese Tierney for the Highlanders. They're able to clear the zone. Tierney trailing the play. He'll pick it up. He'll dump it in. As Carlson now for the Hornets sends it here against the near boards to Pierce. Pierce will dump it in, chased down by McGregor.
Tierney took a big hit there along the near side, but you talk about taking a hit to make a play. He got that puck in deep.
And McGregor's shot knocked aside by Donovan. Down into the corner. Who's going to control it as it comes out to the slot? Dangerous location for the puck, but the Highlanders able to pick it up as Martel dumped that one all the way down. The icing will be called. Face-off will come back to the Highlander end. 9:15 remaining here in the second period.
Well, Logan McGregor was whistled for that penalty, the first penalty of the game, and maybe that 2-minute time he was able to sit allowed for him to get himself energized, because his first shift following that penalty, real imposing shift in the attacking zone, and then threw his weight a couple times out in neutral ice, caught the freshman Reese Tierney pretty good right in front of the Highlander bench, but to Tierney's credit, he took that hit and popped right back up, got over to the bench to make the change.
Candelino up to Hart. Highlanders into the North Reading zone. tried to find Candelino in the slot, but it was deflected away. Good idea there by Hart. As the puck in the near corner, Hodgins has it. North Reading is able to clear. So they bring it out of their end. Jack Rago sends it in. Donovan takes the stick to it for a moment. Now from the point, shot goes through, blocked down by Martell, and Hart has it. Braden Hart is in. Tries the forehand there. Cooper sends that one into the corner. Hart maintains control, gives off to Candelino. Candelino gets checked into the boards by O'Driscoll. And Hodgins will come away with the puck. Hodgins behind the net. Hart looking to forecheck. Instead, North Reading able to get it out. That's Nelson with it. Nelson fires that one in. Donovan has to send that one to the corner where Doe will pick it up. Tried to find Lava entering the zone, but the Highlanders able to poke it out. Nice job done there by Candelino. The Hornets will get it back into the zone. There's Lava in the slot. As that puck knocked away, I think Martell may have poked that one away.
Donovan looked just to get a piece of it, too, off that left pad.
In the slot, there is Gazda. That shot did not come off clean. Nice job defensively to get a stick in there. Donovan able to adjust and hold on. 7:44 remaining here in the second period.
And Christian Lava was who opened up the scoring on a beautiful redirect back in the first period. Gets that pass right in the middle of the slot from Nelson in transition. And even on his backhand with a juggling puck, gets a good look on Donovan, who I believe got a piece of that tot off the top of his left pad.
Lava tried to send that one through. Blocked nicely. I think that was Marco Lewis, or Colin Rosas who blocked that one. Hornets still control. As pinching in from the point is Carlson. Blake Carlson's shot gets deflected wide. Carlson looks to control it, and he does. Sends it here to the near boards. Now out to the point. Griffin fires that one. Lava will send it around the net. There's Gazda. Gazda turns. What a turn there by Gazda, but nobody home on his pass. The puck goes all the way down ice. So Hornets will chase it down with Carlson. Stolen away behind the net by Ben DiCarlo. Opportunity there, but the Highlanders unable to get the stick on it as DiCarlo came out from behind the net. Now Lava with the opportunity counterattacking the other direction. As Doe able to take the puck away after Donovan's block with the left pad. Now DiCarlo once again with the puck. Unable to get through neutral ice clean though. 6:30 remaining here in the second period. Highlanders trailing by 2, 3-1. As Martell working against the boards, trying to clear it out, taken away by McGregor. We've seen McGregor likes to spin, do that circle around the ice up to the top of the zone. Out to the point, sent in, blocked down. Nice job by Antonelli as he clears that out. Now Braden Carlson gets it onto the far boards, but it's cleared out immediately by Doe. Candelino will chase this one down, using his speed here towards the corner. Puck against the near boards, battled for as Braden Hart and Candelino comes away with it for a moment. Hart just able to be kept in there by Martell as he keeps it in at the point.
I thought for sure Caden Martell did enough to keep that puck ahead of the blue line there. But
I thought he did as well. It was right in front of us.
It was a cross there from center ice. May have seen something different. It was a puck that did get up on edge, but I thought he saved it right along the blue there as the Highlanders try to sustain something in the attacking zone. They haven't really had much of that here tonight, Todd, but a couple of shifts prior, they're able to get a puck in deep, in below the goal line, and they showed good retrieval. Then DiCarlo gets a steal, tries to get it back out in front, but to the Hornets' credit, they're able to collapse in front of Charles Cooper and not allow for the Highlanders to get a real good look in close.
Highlanders able to keep it in as that one held in by Ryan Antonelli at the point. Hornets, though, able to get control. Nice steal there by Braden Hart in neutral ice, and he's got speed into the attacking zone. Chased down there by John Hardy.
Good recovery there by Hardy. Thought Hart had him turned around after that steal out in neutral ice, but Hardy legally reaching back with a stick makes a nice play.
Stoppage on the ice. It'll be an icing against the Hornets. 5:03 remaining here in the second period. Face-off will come back into the Hornets end. Don't forget, we have Highlander boys basketball action coming up Friday night as they will be taking on Revere at Broomfield House. That coverage will be brought to you by Kevin Scott and Jeff Argenziano. They'll have the call of that game at 7 o'clock Friday night. That is the 16th. Before the Highlanders face the Medford Mustangs at the Tufts Classic on Sunday beginning at 12. And the boys game at 1:30. We'll have coverage of both of those games on Somerville and TV, as well as Lava sends that one into the crease and sent away by the Highlanders. Nice job there defensively as they were able to get traffic in front of the net and able to clear away the puck.
And Todd, that was Kyle Antonelli helping out on the back check. He was the man down the middle of the ice. The play moving back up with numbers for the Hornets. That was Dylan O'Driscoll, the defenseman, number 16, taking that puck all the way up through 3 zones, dropping it off for Lava, who isn't just a goal scorer, Todd.
No.
He can create as well. He had 3 assists of the 5 points he had back when these two teams first met. Trying to send that puck into the slot where he knows he's got bodies going to the net. Antonelli just providing the numbers defensively helps the Highlanders break that up.
Lava picks that one up. He's got speed into the zone. Centers that, looking for Gazda. There's Donovan as he stopped Gazda point blank on the left-hand side.
What a setup, what a shot, what a save there for Donovan. One of his better ones here in a game in which he's been busy.
Highlanders trying to control in neutral ice.
These are impressive players, Todd.
Yeah, Lava able to control that, dumps that one in. Again, we talked about it before the game. You looked at these 3 players that had scored all those goals against the Highlanders earlier this year, and you nodded and went, look, juniors. They've been juniors together for so long. They played together for so long.
And you see that right there on a play like that, with how Lava can just pick that puck up off the draw, carry it in with such speed, and then find Gazda like that in transition, knowing he can make a move like that and get a scoring chance.
Candelino, the Highlanders' lone senior, nice job there as he gets it over to the near side. Doe, right on the doorstep was Marco Lewis, but just couldn't quite get the stick down on that puck.
Charles Cooper got his stick to that first and just redirected it away from Marco Lewis. That's where you need to be positioned, though, to try and score goals and get back into this game. Nice heads-up play from Shane Doe to put that puck into an area where you know that a teammate can be around to try and make a play on it.
Shane Doe, of course, captain on this Highlander team, one of the upperclassmen on this team as well, showing his leadership in that moment as well. 3:15 remaining here in the period. Highlanders getting a little bit of offense, showing some offensive light, but you just know Lava, Nelson, Gazda, they are knocking on the door all the time.
Whenever they're out on the ice, they're a threat to score here, and the Highlanders have done well to maintain this deficit, keep it only at 2, but big 3 minutes coming up here. They need to close out this period like they did the first.
As Nelson sends that one across through the slot, able to come out the other side. Now Jack Hodgen with it. Hodgen, he'll send that one in. Hodgen will shoot from the point, try to generate those rebounds. Donovan, nice job to hold on there.
Yeah, just 30 positioning from Colin Donovan. He's up at the top of his crease. That's an instance where you just need to really rely and trust on your positioning in the net, because you can see all the traffic forming there in those green and yellow sweaters. It's one of those shots where you don't see it from distance, but you know where it's coming from. Good positioning and good rebound control there.
As Hodgen sends that one to the far boards. Back to Hodgen at the point now. Over here to the near side, that's Blake Carlson. He sends that one in. Donovan with the block. Doe able to poke that one out. Sent right back in by the Hornets as Martell will pick it up. Caden Martell allows the Hornets to overskate, comes out the back door. Tried to cross that one, but blocked down by McGregor, and he'll turn it around, head back the other direction. Nice job by the Highlanders to get control back. As Hodgen lets that go by. Now North Reading looking to control out of their zone. Martell tries to keep it in. Right along the blue line in front of us. It does squirt out as Antonelli controls in neutral ice. He turns, fires that one. Martell will dump it in. Cleared out by Blake Carlson. That will go all the way down for the icing. Minute 45 remaining here in the second period. Highlanders looking to shut out the Hornets in the second period after giving up 3 goals early in this game.
And again, they're getting some saves from Donovan, getting some key blocks and key clears, and after weathering a couple shifts defensively, now you've got an attacking zone draw off the icing. You've kept them off the board. See if you can maybe get one here before the break.
As down to the ice goes Matt Costa. Islanders, though, able to take it away. Costa's going to get called. I think he got a stick in between the skates there of one of the North Reading players.
Not that, it's offside.
Nope, offside.
It did look like the puck just came off of Daniel Rago's stick. He was carrying it ahead. Just a real tough play overall as the Highlanders win the faceoff in the attacking zone. But some stumbling back there along the blue line. Nervous moments late here in second period. Highlanders know a goal against here late in this situation would be backbreaking.
Reese Tierney gets that one. Sends that one forward. Whistle stops it. Highlanders offsides in that instant. Minute 28 now. Ben DiCarlo takes the draw, gets it back to Tierney. Tierney dumps it in. Hornets control as Doe, though, gets control in neutral ice, sends it to Candolino. Candolino tries to bring it deeper, and he does, into the far corner. DiCarlo steals that one away, pokes it to Candolino. There's Doe. The shot goes wide. I think it came off of a stick. As Martel sends that in deeper. Candolino comes out from behind the net with it. Candolino spinning along the corner. Drops it out. There's Doe with it. Doe tried to find Candolino coming back in across at the high point. Could not quite get it to him.
Just lost it in his skates, and then Leahy did a good job closing in.
Great job there by Donovan, reacting quickly to the shot from Daniel Rago. Now the Highlanders back the other direction as DiCarlo is in. Whistle behind the play.
It looks like Martel was involved again behind the play with one of the Hornets players, and I think both of them are going to go, Todd, but he had Ben DiCarlo moving his feet up the ice, puck on his stick, player that has proven this season that he can be a source of offense for this Highlander team, and instead a chance in transition gets stopped because of a couple of penalties behind the play.
Yep.
Won't be a Highlander power play.
John Hardy goes to the box, and as well as Martel, so offsetting there basically. 5-on-5 hockey, 32 seconds remaining. Face-off won by the Hornets as Braden Carlson has it. Sends it here near boards to Lava. Lava touches it up. He'll control it now as Nelson gave it to him. Lava into the attacking zone looking for Gazda across the crease. Couldn't quite get there. Islanders looking to clear this out as the young Ryan Antonelli back behind the net battling. Joined by Ben DiCarlo back there. 4 seconds remaining. 3 seconds remaining as the Highlanders looking to just ride this period out, and they will, as they are able to shut out the Hornets after giving up 3 goals in the first 6 minutes of this game. Highlanders have been able to keep the Hornets off the board since that point in time, so we move towards that third period now.
A lot more positives to look at in that second period, and it starts with the fact that you were able to keep this North Reading team off the board. Not an easy team, not an easy thing to do with a team coming into this game that averages nearly 5 goals a game, Todd. This is a team with 35 goals and only 8 games played coming into tonight, and with 3 players such as we've seen in terms of Nelson, Gazda, and Lava, it shows you why they've been able to score so many goals this season. And so for the Highlanders to keep them off the board, that's a major check mark there. The penalty kill was huge for them in that second period. And Colin Donovan really bounced back in that second after not a great start to this game in the first period. And obviously that is not only on him. The Highlanders couldn't really have started this game off any worse in the opening 6 minutes with how North Reading just came out of the gate and really stormed their net. But you have to love how this Highlander team has responded. Now they've done a good job through 2 periods to set themselves up for a third period comeback, perhaps. We'll have to wait and see.
Absolutely. Highlanders were able to come back and beat the Hornets last year here at the Vet with a third period comeback. We'll see whether they can do that yet again here on Somerville Ed TV as third period action is coming up. We are back at the Veterans Memorial Ice Rink here in Somerville as the Highlanders trail the Hornets of North Reading by the score of 3-1. We move on to third period action here on Somerville Ed TV. Todd Harmon alongside Tyler Orrego. Tyler, Highlanders gave up those 3 goals in the first 6 minutes to Gazda, Nelson, and Lava. And since then, the timeout taken by head coach Chris Capazzo, the Highlanders have outscored North Reading 1-0 as they held them scoreless in that second period.
They were able to really buckle down a lot more defensively, and even though it was a second period that still saw the Hornets dominate in terms of attacking zone time, possession, and shots on goal, the Highlanders were able to come up with some big blocks. They were able to get some clears. The saves from Donovan when they needed them were there, getting rebounds tied up as well, limiting those second and third opportunities in and around the net. I thought the Highlanders had a lot of positives that they could build off from that second period defensively. It's just now, can you find a way offensively in a game, Todd, to get yourself really back into it? Because you did a lot of things in that second period on the defensive side of the puck that you can really try and build momentum off.
Highlanders looking to see what they can do, trailing by 2 goals. They're scored by their senior, Pasquale Candelino, as Candelino got in on a break, split the defenders, but the Highlanders, like you said, Tyler, have gotten a little bit more offensive ice time there in the second period, so we'll see what they can do here in the third period. As Colin Rosas has been excellent defensively blocking shots. You noted the blocks. Shane DiCarlo has been very good on the offensive end for the Highlanders as well. And of course, Candelino and Braden Hart are always threats on the ice for the Highlanders.
This is going to be a third period for Somerville where if they get pucks in deep, pucks in below the goal line, and find a way to establish and get to their forechecking game.
Nelson looking for Lava. Lava tries the backhand there. Didn't get it cleanly. There was Gazda looking to cherry pick as well. He was unable to get a clean look. As Antonelli looks to get it around behind the Highlander net. Gazda is just poaching right there. We're looking to pick up the puck, but it comes out to Doe behind the Highlander net. He looks to clear, unable to. There's DiCarlo. He's able to get it out for the Highlanders. Now Candelino looking to control, can't quite get to it as he and Doe were looking to get in offensively. This puck sent all the way down. Highlanders in the middle of a change, and that will allow the icing to happen. 14:04 remaining here in the game. Highlanders down by 2, but the face-off comes back to the Hornets end.
Well, the Highlanders catch a break there on that icing. They were trying to get everybody off the ice on the line change, and the Hornets had possession of that puck, a bit bunched up inside their own blue line along the near side. They couldn't break it out cleanly. Ends up in an icing, but they're able to regroup and win the defensive zone draw, get a puck out quickly.
Shane Doe will dump that one right back in. Charles Cooper has to use the stick to send it aside. There is Braden Hart as he pokes that one in deep. And Cooper had to go sprawling across the ice to get onto that one.
I didn't want to give the Highlanders any chance to jump on a puck there, which was available for a moment at that bottom of the left wing circle. Good read from Charles Cooper, who hasn't had much activity here tonight. A lot of the action being tilted more down towards Colin Donovan's end.
And it looks like that action might come back down towards Donovan, who's had an excellent game for the Highlanders, the freshman in between the pipes. He's been able to shut the Hornets out since the 9-minute mark of the first period.
Well, you talk about the resolve, and for a goaltender especially, you can't worry about what's already gotten past you. It's all about moving on to that next shot. Some of those saves he was able to come up with, whether it was on the penalty kill or at even strength during that second period. It's what you need from your goaltender, Todd. That's giving you a chance to win, giving you a chance, at least in a game like this, to try and come back.
Good work there by Antonelli in neutral ice to get the Highlanders an opportunity in the offensive end. Puck was cleared out, though. Now the younger Antonelli, that's Ryan Antonelli, he will send that one in, sends it around the boards. Picked up by Gazda in the corner. As now Gazda will come up through neutral ice. He's got speed into the attacking zone, and he scoops that one right through the 5-hole of Colin Donovan as Gazda picks up his second goal of the game.
Gazda just attacking hard to the net with a lot of speed. He had a step down that right wing side, and on that backhand, it's tricky for a goaltender to try and pick up. Donovan just a step late, trying to get the stick and pads down there to cover the 5-hole. Gazda just quick with his feet, even quicker and shiftier on that backhand shot. Just slips it right through the pads in transition. Helps the Hornets back up to extend their lead by 3.
Hornets back up by 3 now, matches their largest lead of the game. Gazda, so much speed, but also shows power as well with his ability to hold off the defender in that case.
10 goals in this season series scored by the Hornets from the same 3 players.
Candelino into the area, but he gets it knocked away, couldn't cleanly play it. Opportunity coming back the other direction, John Hardy with it. Hardy in against Donovan. Donovan able to work that one aside. Back into the corner. Highlanders able to clear it out of the zone.
Good effort from Martel trying to get back after the puck gets turned over in neutral ice. Hardy looked to have a step. Still took it strong to the net. And Donovan able to make that save with a stick.
Martel whiffs on that, left the puck down on the ice. Now he's got to work it out of the zone. As that one sent forward by Candelino. DiCarlo with it now as DiCarlo has speed. He'll go around behind the Hornets net. Looking for some help now. The Highlanders had a change going on behind. North Reading able to take it away as Nelson feeds it up to Gazda. Gazda looking to enter with speed. Now Lava saves it here and keeps it in the Highlander zone. Lava comes away with it through the faceoff circle, fires that one and posts it off the right corner.
Hit the corner bend there of the post and crossbar, nearly snuck in high over that glove hand.
Lava once again as Donovan able to go down and clear that one away to the corner. And Lava will control as it came out of the attacking zone, but he's right back at it as he gets it past Hart and Martel, but Hart able to take it away at the last second. As Braden Hart now, he's got some speed through neutral ice. He's got Diallo chasing with him. That's Diallo coming up with a puck. He fires that one wide of the net. Now Shane Doe keeps it in for the Highlanders. Highlanders looking to maintain some attack here. Unable to, though, as it's cleared out past Matt Panera.
Yeah, a lot of their chances have come tonight off the rush in transition, but you'll love to see when Braden Hart can attack with speed. Good support from Kareem Diallo as well to follow up that play. He just couldn't put it on net. Trying to go high glove side on Cooper.
Kareem Diallo, a young freshman for the Highlanders. Really look forward to watching him develop. He's got a lot of raw skill out there that we get to see. Lots of speed, large, powerful player as well.
Just a freshman as well, and part of this new rebuilding core for the Highlanders under Coach Capazzo. Player who we'll be watching out for over the next 3 seasons to come, but he's already shown some good flashes here as a freshman, and with players like that, it's just a matter of giving it time and being patient, taking the good, but also living with some of the bad and some of the mistakes that can come with dealing with not just one young player, but with, frankly, a roster of youth.
No question, a roster of very young players. Some other young talent as well coming up through Somerville junior hockey. As that one sent towards the net, Donovan, great job with the right pad, able to knock it away. 9:45 remaining in the game. Highlanders trailing 4-1 as the faceoff will come back into the Highlander zone.
And Todd, that was Logan McGregor, who is only a freshman for this North Reading team, and obviously with all the goals in this game being scored by that trio of junior forwards, sometimes it might get lost that there are other contributors on this Hornets team, and McGregor's been a real force offensively. He's a big kid. He's been hard to handle physically, and he got through a couple of Highlanders there, busting towards goal, and Donovan had to shut him down to the stick side. Good save.
Connor Leahy tries to control. Now John Hardy in the boards, battling there. Hardy comes away with it, backhands it through the slot there, clean. Sent in deeper by Carlson. The Hornets continue to control. Now Rego has it in the corner. As Rego being battled with Martel there. Martel not quite able to get it, but he deflects that pass. And now Antonelli, he'll clear it out for the Highlanders. As now Hodgin sends it in. Not touched though. As it got past Rego, he wasn't able to get the touch on it, so the icing will come back to the Hornets in 9:01 remaining here in the game. Highlanders trailing by 3 goals.
Well, this is where you have to take advantage of icings and you have to take advantage of faceoffs. It's a miscue. Rego couldn't get his stick onto that pass. You haven't been able to sustain much in terms of attacking zone time. See if you can possess the puck here.
As Hart looks to center that one. Cleared away, though, as Lava comes down ice with it. Lava now looks to send it to Nelson. Nelson, his shot blocked by Donovan. Now there is Gazda. Gazda sends it back to Nelson on the far boards. Nelson back to the point. That shot gets deflected by O'Driscoll all the way up, and we'll have a face-off in the Highlanders zone with 8:35 remaining.
And Todd, when you look at those three players, which we talked about so much, Gazda, Nelson, and Lava, obviously the offensive numbers stand out. What they've done just tonight alone would stand out, but that's a play that all starts defensively with Lava. A good stick out in his own zone, out high, to break up that pass from Hart back up to the point. Leads to transition, leads to chances in numbers where they're so dangerous, and they nearly get another one.
As Griffin has it, Hart able to block that one, but North Reading able to keep it in the zone. Now Shane Doe looks to clear, and he will be able to. As that will go down, icing is waved off. Picked up by O'Driscoll for the Hornets. Forecheck a little more aggressive here for the Highlanders as that opens up the back end as Lava's in with Nelson. Lava, though, loses control. Shane Doe able to get the stick in there and dispossess him. Nelson now behind the net, sends it out to the point. That one sent in, blocked down by Antonelli as he looks to clear, but unable to. Pinching in is Corbin Day. Sends it back behind the net. There's Gazda. It's Gazda looking for some help. Spinning around. He will fire that one in there. Nelson was looking for the tip. Now Gazda back at the point. Is that one just able to be knocked out? Good job by Ben DiCarlo as he was able to get Gazda separated from that puck. Highlanders able to make the change. North Reading makes the change as well. As Antonelli will dump that one in. Cooper holds on to it. Able to be picked up. And now through neutral ice is Jacob Mead as he has it in the corner. Candelino checks him over there, but the puck squeaks out. Now McGregor talked about his size and his speed and how he's used it. You see right there, finds Corbin Day here on the near side. Day is checked down by Antonio Lewis. As Antonelli will come away with the puck for the Highlanders. All the way down, icing against the Highlanders. 6:49 remaining here in the game. Highlanders down by these 4 goals. Don't forget, we've got the Tufts Classic coming up at historic Cousins Gymnasium on the campus of Tufts University as the Highlanders will take on the Medford Mustangs. The girls will play at noon. Jack Conley and myself will have that call for you here on Somerville Ed TV. Boys will play at 1:30. Kevin Scott, Jeff Argenziano, they'll have the color commentary for you here on Somerville Ed TV, as well as that shot gets through to Donovan. He squeezes the pads, holds on well of a face-off, gives me the chance to talk about those matchups. As Medford coming in against the girls in that basketball game, they will be battling for first place in the GBL. Both teams undefeated in the GBL currently. They have 1 game remaining before Sunday, each team, and then we will find out who is leading in the GBL after the Tufts Classic. Make sure you mash your buttons. You know what's going on. You've signed up for notifications. We're almost up to 3,500 subscriptions. We're under 10 away, so make sure you are calling Uncle Sidney in Seekonk and make sure he knows that he can sign up for notifications, mash his buttons, like, share, subscribe, and follow Somerville Ed TV on YouTube and get live action like you're watching tonight as the Highlanders facing off against the North Reading Hornets here at the Vet.
We only want to see those numbers continue to rise, and it feels like, Todd, every year they have. So it's a testament to our viewers. We're appreciative for them, and we only want to see it continue trending upward.
Antonelli dumps that back in deeper for the Highlanders, trailing by 3 goals, 6 minutes remaining in the game. Held in at the point by Doe, and he steals that one as it was attempted to be passed out. Doe carried it back in a little bit deeper. Cleared out by the Hornets. Candelino, he'll dump that one in. Reese Tierney here at the point. He'll hold it in. Antonelli looks to control. He's not able to.
Another penalty here on the Highlanders, Todd. I think Martell's going to pick it up.
Third time Martell with a late hit after a puck was cleared away by a member of the North Reading team. as I believe Martell will head back to the box for the third time tonight. 5:35 remaining in the game.
Doesn't help that the follow-through is a bit up high as well. Away from the puck, away from the play. Not a place you want to find yourself on the score sheet, Todd. 3 trips to the penalty box, and for a Hornets team that's really been able to impose their will offensively, another power play opportunity for them. We'll see if the Highlanders can go 2 for 2 on the kill.
Highlanders were able to kill off the last North Reading penalty. See what they can do here as Lava looked here to the near circle, but that pass was blocked, went up into the glass, and the Highlanders able to clear it away.
Good stick from Kareem Diallo there, who's out with Ben DiCarlo killing this penalty. Got Tierney and Doe as well to round out that quartet.
As Tierney chases it down. Gazda gets it to the corner now up at the point where O'Driscoll has it. As they were working around, Hodgin gets it down to O'Driscoll at the near circle. Back out to Hodgin. Over to the far side, that's Lava. He's so dangerous. Nice block by Shane Doe, but Doe unable to clear. Hodgin has it back at the point. Back to Lava. Lava's slapper. Blocked by Doe, but not out as Hodgin holds it in. Now O'Driscoll here to the near side. Back to Hodgin at the point. He'll fire that one in. And Nelson takes a swing at it as well. And it's down on the ice. And there's Donovan on top of it. It's down to the ice surface. Some extracurriculars afterwards.
Oh, that one nearly got through Donovan. It was loose there just above the goal line along the far post. And I think it was Reese Tierney who had to dive back into his own crease there and help get that puck back under Donovan as the Hornets were trying to get into the crease again. And we saw them do that unopposed back in the first period. But on the penalty kill, the Highlanders able to hold the fort. Great effort from Tierney to dive back as after the whistle, some more extracurriculars going on. It looks like Gazda picked up a penalty, so that'll do it for the remaining 52 seconds on Martell's rough.
4-on-4 hockey for 52 seconds, and then the Highlanders will get a 1 minute, 8 second power play at the end of this as Gazda sent to the box. He was on the weak side as that puck was bouncing around, got got into the mix there, I think, a little bit, and maybe was the one seen doing things at that moment.
And if you're the Highlanders, you'll happily take Gazda off the ice for at least the next 2 minutes.
Gazda with 2 goals and an assist tonight for the Hornets. A tremendous performance for him tonight. Candelino, he's the goal scorer for the Highlanders. He's got control of the puck. 4-on-4 hockey here for the next 40 seconds. As Doe holds it in at the point, Candelino looks to control. As he gets it into the crease, but brings it back, or into the slot, I should say, gets it back out. Braden Hart loses control, knocked away by Braden Carlson. Now Hart, he's got speed, trying to get out of the Highlander zone, but unable to clear it past as Nolan Pierce able to take that one away. Pierce will poke it deeper and control it himself, knocked away by Hart. It's now Hart. Looks to control out of the zone. Nice job there as he gets past Jacob Mead. He's in against Cooper and gets ridden off the puck before he could get a shot off. Nice job by Nolan Griffin, not giving up his position, holding firm. 3:35 remaining here in the third period. Highlanders have 1 minute 8 of power play coming to them now.
Had good work at 4-on-4 to try and take advantage of the open ice. Use your speed. Braden Hart trying to challenge Nolan Griffin, but the first year back on defense. Nice job.
That shot knocked wide as Cooper was able to get the pad on it. Kareem Diallo was quick with that shot.
Possession quickly for the Highlanders off the face-off win, and Diallo, no time wasted there off of his stick. Good save for Cooper.
As Doe hits Diallo, now Antonelli with it. As Diallo now, he'll get it behind the net. Dealing with O'Driscoll. O'Driscoll takes it away, gets it here near side to Hodgin. Doe unable to keep it in for the Highlanders. And now Lava is down here short-handed. Candelino able to win the puck from him in the corner. Nice job there by Pasquale Candelino. As Candelino speed into the zone. Highlanders with a man advantage for another 20 seconds as DiCarlo tried to get to that puck, but Cooper was able to jump on it first. 17 seconds remaining in the man advantage.
Candelino able to again, do some work defensively, dig a puck free, and then use his skating game to get the puck up ice quickly. But the support not all the way with him there, maybe just a step or two behind, and the shot gets blocked wide. Good job by Cooper to play it off the lively end boards and dive on top of it.
Doe sends it to the far side. Highlanders with the man advantage for another 10 seconds as Candelino looks to get into the slot. Now Antonelli looks to get it deeper. Cleared away by the Hornets as Doe unable to control neutral ice. Here comes the attack for the Hornets as Nelson looked across, couldn't get it to O'Driscoll.
Nice play by Candelino. Got a skate on that cross ice pass.
DiCarlo gets it back to Candelino. Candelino reverses, gets it up to Antonelli mid-boards. Antonelli looks to carry it out. And offsides is going to be the call as it came out for a moment. Then McGregor touched it up in the zone. 2:01 remaining in the game. So the Highlanders will more than likely, accepting a miracle ending, will end up with their 10th loss of the season. One more loss will eliminate them from playoff contention. Playoffs with this young team, not something that is in the cards, but you see flashes from this team, like a Diallo with that quick wrister coming off of that faceoff, as that one from Nelson goes up into the glass, got deflected by a Highlander stick. Now Lava. Lava sends that one. Nelson tried to poke that one home, but great job by Donovan. Donovan doing an excellent job tonight, giving up these 4 goals to this really strong offensive team. But as you noted, and there again is Donovan, as Gazda tried to get it in on the near side. Donovan was able to knock it away. So North Reading continues the attack here. Back to Gazda. Gazda at the point. Gets in. Pass Costa, fires that one. Good job there by Tierney as he was able to block it. Gazda again, far side boards. Pushes it towards the center, stolen away by Costa. Costa gives it to Braden Hart, who sends it in to Cooper. Cooper will drop it down. Under a minute remaining here in the game.
Hornets not letting their foot up off the gas here, despite being up by 3. That Gazda, Nelson, and Lava line once again out there pressuring.
As Lava loses the puck to Antonelli. Now Candelino, nice move to clear it out of the zone. DiCarlo looks to pass it to himself in the corner. He'll chase it all the way down, but it's picked up by Jacob Mead. Highlanders hold it in at the point. Tierney, nice job there. He pays the price for holding it in. Candelino has control. Candelino in the far corner can't keep the control as 3 Hornets able to take the puck away from him. 15 seconds remaining in the game. Icing is going to be the call. Face-off will come back to the North Reading defensive zone with 11.7 seconds remaining in the game. Tyler, Highlanders losing this game 4-1 right now, but so many good things you can see in this game. Beginning, I think, with Colin Donovan in goal. He really has been under assault throughout this game, and he did a great job really coming up big with big saves against Gazda specifically and also Lava as well.
He's been the Highlanders' best and most consistent player, not just in this game, Todd, but really for large stretches of this season.
It's Gazda breaking in against Doe. Looks to drop that, and that will do it. His shot could not get off in time as the North Reading Hornets win this one by the score of 4-1. But like we were saying, some positives to pull for the Highlanders tonight begins with Colin Donovan, the young freshman, in the net. I think he did an excellent job during that first 6-minute span.
Absolutely.
Honestly, the Highlanders did not play well. He did not have a great defense in front of him that was playing well at that point in time.
It was simply just a bad start all around for the Highlanders here through the first 6 or so minutes of this game to get behind 3-0 against just the North Reading team, showing what they can do with that top line of theirs, which was prominent out of the start. Not a position that this Highlanders team can really afford to find themselves in, down multiple goals, especially early in the game. But they call that timeout in the first period, and I think as a group, found a way to pull things together more in the right direction. And you saw things turn for them a bit in the second period from a defensive standpoint. Penalty kill again, another positive spot, going 2 for 2. But ultimately, it's a lack of offense at the end of the day that denies this team a chance to try and come back in the third period. But you have to at some degree appreciate their resolve, because considering how this game started and how it finished, it's really a tale of two hockey games here tonight from the vet.
No doubt about that. Highlanders give up those early first 3 goals in the first 6 minutes. For the remainder of the game, allowed only 1 goal the rest of the way. Gazda, Nelson, and Lava each got into the scorebook, as Gazda led the way with 2 goals and an assist. Nelson had a goal. Lava had a goal as well. So their big scorers were able to score, but did not score a ton, as the Highlanders able to shut them down with only 1 goal allowed after the first 6 minutes. Highlanders have got to just continue to learn. Young team out there. They found themselves a goalie, a good young goalie right now, I think, and they are just finding their way. I think there are good things to be drawn from this team. I think Karim Diallo is a good young player. We're going to really enjoy watching him develop. I'm also enjoying Reese Tierney. He takes a lot of hard hits out there. He's a smaller player, but he really keeps going. And of course, the senior on this squad, the leader of this team, Pasquale Candelino, he's the goal scorer for the Highlanders tonight, and he really shows up every single game for the Highlanders.
He scored a beautiful goal tonight too. That shouldn't be lost in this game at all, and he's someone that they lean on in all facets of the game. But for this Highlanders team, you know, we look at the record, and I think this is a season, Todd, where the record is one where you shouldn't maybe put too much stock into it, just because this is a team that not only are the roster new, but the expectations are new too now, and things have changed for this group and for this program. I know you mentioned 1 more loss. It'll officially eliminate them from the playoffs, but this was a season going in that I think everybody from the coaching staff on out knew that playoffs weren't the ultimatum here, and that the goal was to try and build something here throughout the course of the season and find positives along the way. And even in a 4-1 loss here, there certainly are some positives they can draw from going forward.
Highlanders lose this one by the score of 4-1 to the North Reading Hornets. They will be on the road at Methuen and at Haverhill. We'll be back here at the Vet on January 28th against Boston Latin Academy. That's the next time we'll be here on Somerville Ed TV for the Highlander hockey squad. That will do it for us tonight. Thank you very much for watching at home. Really, really do appreciate it. Make sure you mash those buttons. We want to hit that 3,500 mark. We are looking forward to it. Thank you very much, Tyler Orrego on commentary, as well as Ben Martin. He is our director. I am Todd Harmon, and you have been watching Somerville Highlander hockey on Somerville Ed TV.